Okay. Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to carry on a little bit talking about meditation, sort of mindfulness, self reflection, this type of thing. It's what I'm into. And as Gary Vee and Grant Cardone talk about, just start building content with what you're into. What do you know about? Yeah, start talking about it. So, okay, meditation. That's something that I'm into. Basically, the bottom line is you have to get started. Like you need to just accept the reality that you really have no choice in the matter. Like you have no other option. It, to get started on some kind of journey in your life is absolutely necessary. And an awesome way to get started in that is just to do meditation. As I talked about last time, do 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 times a week for 3 months. And if you can start to do that, you're going to put yourself at a elite level in our society. The bar is so low. Like it's so fucking low. Like there you can just see it. Like go walk around, like go to the mall. Seriously, just go to the mall. You don't even have to go to Walmart. Like you don't even need to go to Walmart. Just go to your local mall and just observe what you see taking place. Observe the people that are around. They're not conscious. They don't actually have any ability to be aware of what they're doing. Like, and it's not even their fault. Like, I'm not trying to be some kind of like high and mighty, um, like holier than thou, like dickhead. Like, I don't really know everything. Like, there's lots of dumb shit I do. Like, I'm always doing like unaware dumb shit. I'm like, ugh, why did I just buy those cookies? Like, why did I just eat a bag of cookies? Like, why did I do that? Okay, so it happens. Like, of course it does. But like, you can you can produce more consciousness. You can increase the amount of awareness that you have, and a good way, a way that I'm proposing people can do that is actually by like a systematic approach of meditation. For starters, 3 times 3 minutes 3 times a week for 3 months. Like just you need to institute a certain amount of regimentation into your practice. Like you need a certain amount of just fucking do it a certain amount of time for a certain amount of days for a certain period of time. Like you're a human being and you need that. And if you've never had any of that, if you weren't like in the army or played sports or had someone who explained that to you, this is how it works. Like you need to go listen to Jocko's podcast and learn about discipline equals freedom. Like if that's what you need. Like some people need that type of like murderous discipline in their lives. Like go ahead. Like don't be scared to be not like brutal, I guess, against yourself, not in like a self-harm way. Like you don't want to beat yourself up about it. Like if you're not meditating or you're not working out or whatever, you don't want to beat yourself up about it. But you do want to be like somewhat ruthless. Like, hey, it's not okay if you don't work out. Like it's not all right if your diet is fucking ridiculous and you're eating like sugar and processed carbs and bullshit and chips and nonsense all the time. You're not eating tons of greens, you're not drinking tons of water, you're not constantly trying to get better quality foods, better thoughts, better feelings, better inputs. Like you need to get to a point where you understand that's not ever going to be acceptable, right? Someone convinced you that drinking Coca-Cola and watching mainstream television is okay. Like this is most people. This is not everyone. This is like 80 or 90% of people. Unfortunately, it's quite a fucking large proportion. um, So you've been convinced, right? Like you've been seduced, you've been hypnotized by the narrative of society that these things are okay. Drinking Coca-Cola is okay. Watching fucking network television's all right. Having a relationship with someone who you hate, that's fine. Hanging out with friends who treat you badly, that's okay. Right? Society's constantly putting upon you that these things are just normal. You can be a fucking overweight putz. You can be 60 pounds overweight, right? And anytime someone's like alluding to the idea that this is all right, that's crazy talk. Like, get away from me. Like, I'm not even willing to entertain that. What the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, no, no. Like, I accept that maybe you're like, and I'm not in perfect shape. Like, I'm not perfect. I don't know. Um, I don't know. It's just that you I have some idea of what the human being needs to be doing or needs to be investing in, right? And the main thing I can say is it's not what the mainstream society is telling you to invest in. Those things never pay off. How did you like junior high school? Right? Like, how did that work out for you? Like, it didn't. It's never gonna work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you, how did watching The Big Bang Theory, how has that improved your life? Right? Like, what has that ever benefited you? How are those things helping? How are those things ever going to get you to meet your goals? Like, what the fuck has Coca-Cola ever done for you? Why are you giving them any of your attention? Why are you giving them any of your time? You think I'm going to pay money to drink Coca-Cola? Like, you think I'm going to give you money to allow that product to go inside my body? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, it's $100 a can of Coke if you want me to drink that. Actually, more. I don't even know if I would do that for $100. Maybe. I'd have to think about it. But it's like, I'm not willing to just allow you access to my mind and my perspective and my time. And these, like, when I see like people sitting down and watching mainstream television, I like today. I guess I'm on a kick about mainstream television. It's particularly fucking stupid. Like, it's so dumb. Like, what the hell? Why would I? Why would I just? Like, and they want you to pay money for that. They think you're gonna pay. You think I'm gonna pay money to like just have you like to like frame me up with your narrative, with like the mainstream narrative? That's not doing anything for me. Am I having like? Are you providing me with like massive success? Like with my relationships, massive success with money, huge amounts of like inner feelings of happiness and abundance. Like, you're not doing that. Like, the mainstream society is not providing that. It's not doing it for me. They never did that for me. What do they want for you? What do they want for you? Mainstream society. And again, if you're somehow working with, I'm not saying you have to like, everyone has to be like me and be some fucking bearded idiot with, you know what I mean, living, like gardening or some shit, or like sitting here making a video or meditating an hour a day. I don't know. Like, I don't have like massive amounts of money. I don't have like massive success in all those kind of ways, but I understand that's what I want. I understand that's what I need, and nothing else is going to be acceptable. I'm always going to be on that journey till I'm dead, and then fuck, I'll probably still come back as a fucking bumblebee or something and be doing it again, right? Like, it never stops. You never stop. You just keep doing it. So it's like, mainstream society, really, they want you to, the brutal truth in my opinion is they just want you to shut the fuck up, purchase a fucking vehicle, sign up for a credit card, get a fucking, like, a cable bill, manufacture some fucking chemicals or some oil so we can build some tanks and fucking missiles and go to war. Like, that's, realistically, they want your ass in a fucking trench. Like, that's where they want you. They want you shut the fuck up, have a drink, take your fucking ration of rum, Go sit in that trench and wait to fucking die. That's my opinion. Like, my ancestors are from like Northern Europe, and so that's kind of the mentality that I still have in like my genetics, is like, no, we're going to war. Like, you need to go and march away. That's what we've been doing for hundreds of years. Like, that's in your genetics. That's what's going to happen. Well, so that's generally, in my opinion, what is my default. It is like, it's very funny. Like, I think it was Frederick the Great, the leader of Prussia. For those of you who don't know, Prussia was a state in Northern Europe. It basically, eventually, you can say, kind of turned into Germany over time in like the late 1800s. It eventually, this is a little bit loose, but generally speaking, that's what happened. It kind of took over the rest of the Germanic states and built that into the modern Germany. And that's why, very quickly, like a history lesson here, that's why like Germany went to so many wars like in the 20th century, because they had that, like, at the head of the like German Empire was Prussia. Now Prussia, I think it was Frederick the Great who said this, said Prussia is not a state with an army, it's an army with a state. Okay? And so the entire purpose of the existence of this state was to produce the army. Okay? To go and take over shit and like, you know what I mean? Like, absorb new territory and march away. And this is just the way they thought. This is the way this society was created. This is the way, the mentality that the people had. Now, they were successful. Like, they were crazy successful. They were a small little area, and they took over a much larger area, making all of Germany. And then they had like world influence and became a great power in like the early 20th century. And the other countries saw that, like particularly England, the United Kingdom saw that and were like, whoa, they're becoming very successful, and all their people in their society are like super keen to like join the military and march away and stuff. Like, that's what we want. We want a lot of people who are super keen to march away to die or to fight or whatever. And basically the UK, England, and the other Western powers took that under advice and started, and in particularly, they took their education system. They were like, wow, they're doing an awesome job of just like teaching kids to sit in straight lines and behave the way they want to and fill out tests properly. We're just going to take that on, teach our kids that, and then they'll be ready to march away to die. England took that over. What happened when they came over to the New World? They just fucking spilled all that shit over into America and Canada and all that shit. And we just grew up with that. We're just like, oh, I guess this is right. I guess I should just go to some fucking state-sanctioned building and just get told what to do by some random fucking state-employed fucking person. Do what we say. In my opinion, they're really just keeping you busy, and they're just getting you used to taking orders. Okay, you took a few classes. Oh, that was fun. Here's a science experiment. All right, you're done. Here's a fucking rifle. Go kill someone. To me, that's all they want. And arguments could be made one way or the other. No, it's different now, blah, blah, blah. But for me, as like a 12, 13-year-old kid, like a little boy, I didn't want to hear that shit. What the fuck? Like, no. Like, don't, like, I don't want to hear it. Like, don't sit me in a fucking classroom. Don't sit me in some stupid row of tables. I don't give a shit about this. I'm not trying to like, once I recognize, like, all right, it's not a good idea to start wars and to kill people. We already know what happens with that. Yes, there were times and places for that stuff, and there are reasons that stuff took place. I understand that. But now we're progressing past that, so we're not going to do it anymore. All right, so that's done. So why are you still trying to like sort me out in that way? You're still priming me to do that. So we're done with that now, right? No more. I don't know the answers, but it's not that. So I want you to take that same approach to all this other behavior with like mainstream television, like whatever it is, like shitty relationships, not meditating, not being self-reflective, not eating well. It's like, just accept that time's over. The time for mainstream television is over. It was here. That's okay. I liked watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the 90s. I liked watching, you know what I mean? Like, I liked watching Saved by the Bell. Yeah, that shit was funny. But I understand now that time's over. Like, it's not going to work anymore. So we need better shit. or you're not going to be able to reach your actual goals. Like, you're not going to be able to become the kind of person that you want to be. And I just try to, like, buy in right away on these types of things. Like, as soon as I realize that's what needs to happen, I just try to accept it as quickly as possible, because I recognize that it's never going to get easier, right? It will never get easier. Repeat that, actually, if you're watching this later, like, repeat this. It will never get easier. Never. It's never going to get easier. No, no, no. It's not going to get easier. So as soon as you start to think that, maybe tomorrow, no, not tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Because it's not going to be easier tomorrow. Do you know what it will be tomorrow? You can probably already guess what I'm going to say. That's right. It's going to be harder. Harder tomorrow. Not harder tomorrow. So you get started today. You do fucking 10 push-ups right now. Just shut the fuck up and do them. You just do them. My arms hurt. Good. Fucking do them. You do them. My arm's broken. Perfect. Even better. Do the one-arm push-up. Like, you just, at some point, you need to just accept that the level of, like, traumatic experience that you're willing to endure, you need to be able to accept a more traumatic experience in a way. Because it's only going to get harder. So it's like, just accept what you have now. It's going to be hard to do 10 push-ups right now, or to meditate for 3 minutes right now. It will be hard. But you just accept that traumatic experience. Just good, boom, 10 push-ups, good, 3 minutes meditation. And accept that over time, it will just be less, you will be less able to convince yourself of another option. I suppose that's the best way to say it. Like, eventually you're just going to realize that you don't really have a lot of choice in the matter. Like, you exist, you're existing, and by existing, you have to embrace the, like, experience that you're in, like the present moment. And whether that's push-ups or meditation or whatever it is, for whoever it is, I don't know what the fuck, maybe it's painting a painting, whatever kind of resistance you're facing, you're just going to have to accept that you need to do it. You don't even it's too late. Like, you're already born, you're already here. Yes, maybe it would have been better if you didn't even come to life. Maybe it would be better if you just could go back in time before you were born and talk to the gods and be like, look, I don't even want to go to life. I don't even want to be alive. And they were like, all right, cool, don't bother then. Maybe that would have been nice, but that's not you. That didn't happen. So here you are. You just need to accept it. Too fucking bad. And, like, it's funny. It's like when I was watching George St. Pierre on Rogan's podcast, GSP was talking about how when he was going to fight, I think it was like one of the Diaz brothers, and he was saying pretty sure it was one of the Diaz brothers, where he was like, oh, I really didn't like that guy. Like, fucking hated him. Like, we were just arguing all the time. He's such a fucking idiot. Like, I couldn't wait to fight him. And he's like, but the truth is, if I was driving down a highway and I saw Diaz there on the side of the road with his car broken, and it was snowing out, he's like, even though I fucking hate that guy, he's like, I have no choice but to pull over and help him. I don't have a choice. Because it's already in my makeup, right? It's already in the way I've built my lifestyle. It's already in the way I've built my frame of reality. And I can't go against that because the whole fucking thing will break down. So you need to get yourself to that position, right? Where you understand that you're going to meditate every day, or 3 times. For starters, let's just say 3 times a fucking week. 3 minutes for 3 months. Just say that. You just need to get yourself into a position where that's what's going to happen. And in a few years, you'll be dead. Like, it really is that simple in some ways. It's like you just accept this is the way you're going to live. You're going to be meditating regularly. You're going to be working out regularly. You're going to be reading books. You're going to be learning. You're going to be associating with smarter and smarter and cooler people. That's what you're going to do. And then eventually, you will just eventually fucking wear out and die. And that'll been your life. And there will be never a time when you can watch The Big Bang Theory. Never. Just no. Never. You never can do it. No. You can we'll say you can watch the Avengers movie. Like you can take breaks. Like you can like relax. You can rest. You can allow yourself to recover. And you can like eat some cookies or something if that's what you want. But you can never like fundamentally go against your own like program that you're building, right? Like you're not going to be able to just one day like make plans with someone and then just at the drop of a hat fucking flake. Like you're not going to be able to, like you need to get to the place where you can't do that. Like you tell your friend like, yo man, I'm going to meet you here at this time. Right? Like I'm going to meet you here at this time. And then all of a sudden you don't show up. It's like that's your own integrity that you're putting on the line. You have to be willing to build that up over time so that you can invest in yourself, right? And then you can allow other people to invest in you, right? And that's how you can build up your own strength. And you can share that with people. Then people start to like you. Then you attract more of those people. You know, this is how it works. And I accept that a vast proportion of people are not going to want to hear that message. They're not going to want to hear this. Like this is what companies know this. Companies, politicians, fucking leaders of little fucking organizations or whatever. They know these things. They know that you don't want to think for yourself. You don't want to invest in yourself. You don't want to actually grow as a person and take responsibility for your own thoughts, for your own feelings, for your own actions. They know you don't want to do that. So they're constantly going to try to sell you on shit that's a little escape mechanism. They're basically just selling coke. That's what mainly our society is built on. It's just selling little variations of fucking coke. Just like, oh, that's okay. You don't need to do that. You don't need to take responsibility for that. Someone else will do it. Don't worry. You can just get overweight and some doctor will take care of you. You don't need to learn anything. The teacher will show you. Right? Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Politicians know. So they're always going to try to encourage you to give up on your own responsibility for things. But the more that you can sort of resonate, I suppose you could say, with this type of idea that you want to take responsibility for yourself. You want to take, as Jocko says, extreme ownership for yourself, for your own ideas, for your own thoughts, for your own feelings, for your own actions. You want to do that, right? You don't ever want to get away with something. Like I don't want to, because I'll know, right? If I'm in the gym and I'm doing 4 sets of pull-ups, if I'm wondering in my mind like, oh shit, how many did I do? Was that 3 or was that 4? I'm always going to err on the side of, yeah, it was only 3. I better do an extra one. Because I never want to be in a position where I allow myself to give in to the weakness, to give in to the resistance. Like I never want to build up a habit where it's like I cut corners on myself, because I realize that's a fucking loser mentality. Like you're down a slippery slope, and those kind of people, I'm telling you the truth, and maybe you are like this. I'm not perfect. I do dumb shit all the fucking time, all the time, obviously, right? No, it's perfect. Even the legends like Jocko, Rogan, whoever, these people who are legends, they're not perfect. They make mistakes, they slip up, they get lazy and all this type of stuff. But fundamentally, they keep trying to do the right thing, to do the better thing. And when you build up the structure that isn't supporting that, and you allow yourself to fucking get too drunk, it's just too hard. I can't get through the day, so I need to smoke a cigarette. Oh, it's too hard to follow my dreams. Oh, fuck those people who follow their dreams. That's stupid. That's dumb. If you allow yourself to get into that mentality, you're under the impression that somehow somebody's going to be able to pull you back on to the path you should be on. That someone's going to be able to help you. That someone's going to come for you. That a white knight in shining armor is going to ride in and whisk you away to a promised land. Right? Our society's always propping up these ideas that it's okay to slack. It's okay to be lazy and dumb because someone's going to help you. You need to accept now that will not happen. It will not. Nobody is fucking coming for you. Yo, I'm just telling you. It's terrifying and scary, but just embrace it. Accept it. And you don't need them to come for you. Right? You don't need them to come for you. It doesn't matter. Like, who cares? You don't need a person to come and to save you because you already know what you're doing. You already inherently have strength. You already inherently have the ability to to engage with whatever's right for you. And who cares? Like, you can produce your own value to the point that you attract other people who are on this path, right? And then you can support each other. And you're not going to want someone to come and save you. You're not going to want a white knight to come in. And that's why we have such disdain for quote unquote white knights, like guys who go around like trying to like save women or trying to like save people, like I'm here to, or like social justice warriors and all that type of shit. That's why anyone who's actually on this path, we don't like that stuff. We're grossed out by it because we see it as just you're building up an idea that's not even real. Like, you need to stop it right away. Like, what you're doing is not helping anyone. It's like you're enabling fucked up, stupid behavior, and you're encouraging it. So don't do that. Because the best thing you can do is just accept, like, no one's going to come to whisk you away, and that's okay. You don't need them to, because you're going to start. You're going to start. You're going to start. Gonna start. Gonna start. Meditating. 3 minutes. 3 minutes today. Right now. Fuck this. End this video right away. Go on YouTube. Type in meditation music. Go to the very end of the video. Leave 3 minutes left. Put your headphones on. Cover your eyes. Lay the fuck back. Press play. Boom. There you go. Do that. Do it. A few days later, do it again. A few days later, do it again. Next week, same shit. Carry that on for 3 months. Okay? That's how it works. That's how you get started. Now you're meditating. You're a meditator. People can ask you, do you meditate? Yeah, I do. I fucking do. Whoa, really? That's magical. That's amazing. How did you get started? I fucking got started. I did 3 minutes. Luke told me to. All right? And then you're going to be a real person. You're going to be on the path to becoming a real human being. A real human being. Which there are not even that many. Most people are just robots and fucking zombies and junkies and fucking they're drunk and they're addicted to bullshit and lies and gossip and fucking toxic nonsense. That's the norm. That is the norm. That's the norm. That's 80%. That's how it is. They should have told you that. Your high school principal should have told you that. Little Johnny and Janie in school, someone should have told you, hey, turns out 80% of people are fucked up. And they're probably not going to get their shit together. But you know what? You are. Yeah. All right. That's it. That was a half hour. Thank you for anyone who slid in for a moment to check this out or is going to watch it. Enjoy, like, yeah, cool, peace.